loves, this is Mystique and I welcome you to my digital sacred space. I hope you're happy, healthy and healing wherever you're watching from. Today we are looking at why do people stare at you. So let's start out by picking the cards for your pile selection. So for group number 1 please, for group number 2 and for group number 3. Okay, that was really easy. I didn't even have to shuffle. So let's see what we have. We have tolerance for group number 1. We have winds of desire for group number 2. This is going to be your card. I'm going to show you what all the cards look like. So in case you don't feel drawn to any of the cards just yet, it's okay. Then we have wisdom for group number 3. Allow yourself to be drawn to any one of these cards because that is going to be your reading for today. In case you have any trouble choosing one of these cards, allow the colors or the eyes or the imagery, which one do you feel most pulled towards? For example, you could feel drawn to the eyes here, or you could feel drawn to the peacock here or the stream behind. Here you could feel drawn to this sun-like light energy, or the red flag, or the horses of victory. And you can make your selection based on that. In case you're having trouble choosing, it's alright. We are going to offer a small prayer to Spirit and then we will begin your readings. So firstly, I just want to say thank you so much for being here, for sharing your energy with me. Thank you so much for all of your donations, your love, your sweet comments, your messages, your emails. It really touches my heart, and thank you so much to all of you who loved booking a personal reading with me and gave me extremely positive reviews. Thank you so much. I would like to begin this prayer by inviting Spirit to please be with us as we channel the energy of the people. Dear Spirit guides of my group number 1, 2 and 3, light beings that watch over my soul family, angels, ancestors, I ask you to be here with me today with divine love and gratitude. Dear Spirit, I ask you to cleanse this sacred space. Please cleanse this sacred space. I ask you to cleanse my energy so that I am fit to do this reading, so that I can give clear and concise messages so that I can remain objective without inserting my personal bias. I ask you, dear Spirit, to cleanse the energy and the auric field of my group number 1, 2, and 3 that are watching this reading, watching this prayer. I ask you, dear Spirit, to please protect this sacred space as I do this reading. Please protect the energy of my soul family, my group number 1, 2, and 3, from any beings that wish them harm. Dear Spirit, I ask you to be with me as I do this reading today for my dearest soul family. Dear Spirit guides of my group number 1, 2, and 3, I thank you so much for being with me. I offer my love as my gratitude. Dear group number 1, 2, and 3, and my soul family, I thank you so much for being with me. I cherish each and one of you here. I would like to close this prayer by thanking my soul family for being with me throughout this journey, for joining me, for always being on this life and path of transformation, transmutation of their traumas. I send you all of my love, I send you my light, I send you my energy, I send you my positivity. If your 2023 was not as great, 2024 will be different. And we are free to choose to start off this new year with a different mindset and energy. If you suffer from any anxiety, I ask it to be alleviated. If you are feeling the energy of confusion, I ask for the spirit of clarity to touch you. If you feel unloved and supported, may you tune into Source/God and know that you are never alone. You are on time, you are on purpose. Nothing has gone wrong, nothing is too late. I give you my comfort as my love, and I offer this sacred safe space as my prayer. To you, divine being, thank you for watching this reading and sharing your energy. And with this, I will now close this prayer, and I will see you at your reading, divine soul. Hello and welcome, my dear love. If you chose, excuse me, group number 1, this is your card. This is called Tolerance, and the verse that we have for you is this one right here. Matra sparsastu kantye 𝘱𝘪𝓿𝑮 sukha-dukha-da agma paino nityastasthitiksva bharat. The temporary appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance over time. I'll hold it up. Like winter and summer, they arise from sense perception. The first thing that I think people generally notice about you is that you're very good at handling the negativities of life. I feel like you might be my pile that is very positive, or you know how to keep yourself positive. I feel like one of the reasons why people stare at you is because something shines. I feel like your aura, there's something in your energy field there's something in your aura that shines outward because of this. because you are so 111. As I say that, I feel like the energy of optimism radiates through your body or through your face, and people can pick up on that energy way before they can even know what's going on. I feel like the first thing that I saw when I picked up this card is victory. So people might see you as someone who's victorious, but this could mean that you're physically victorious or you're really successful. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to mean that you're very good at overcoming negativities. I'm literally being shown a scene where people are gossiping behind your back at a workplace, and there's other people who are watching that and knowing that, okay, there's this group of people that don't think of pile number one as the best light, because pile number one takes up all of the attention, right? And pile number one is blessed with a lot of talent or hard work. Let's say you got a promotion, then there will be a bunch of people who are jealous. But there's also people that are looking at that and knowing what's going on. And I feel like those people look at that and they sometimes could pity you. But I see that you don't care about both of these groups of people or both of these energies, because I feel like you're so focused on your goals that you don't have time to look sideways as to what someone else is doing. I feel like you've made it a point to not compare yourself to other people, or you don't allow it to bring yourself down, the perception that someone else is doing better than you. I feel like you're focused on your work. I just heard personal development, personal success. Like, I feel like you don't poke your nose into everybody's business as to who's doing what and this and that. I feel like you're really focused on yourself. And I feel like this is one of the biggest reasons why people stare at you. You see there is a flag, and you see how he's shining. This is reminding me of the 4, is it the 4? It's the 6 of Wands cards in the tarot deck. The 6 of Wands, he's also coming on a horse, and he's achieved victory over something, and then there's a group of people that's gathered around him for achieving that. So I feel like you could recently did something. You could have recently done something or achieved something for which a group of people gathered to celebrate you. Or if this has not already happened, this is going to happen soon whenever you're watching this. This is a timeless reading, but I just heard 2024. So if you're watching this in 2024, it's happening in 2024. So let's see, why do people stare at you? Let's get some more information. Okay. We have the Page of Wands reversed. Very interesting way to start off your tarot cards. Then we have, oh my gosh, we have the 2 of Cups. Wow, okay. If you are a man watching this, I feel like people stare at you because you are someone who comes off as intimidating. You come off as stern, cold, assertive, focused. I'm not saying that you're mean or something, but your aura almost comes off like that, like you're someone who wouldn't take any shit from anyone. And I feel like you could attract a lot of attention from the opposite gender, which is women. If you are a man watching this, if you are a woman watching this, you come off as someone who's highly independent, confident, someone who doesn't need a man, is not looking for a partnership. I feel like your primary energy is that you're not looking for a romantic partnership, and I feel like that is why you have a lot of people crushing on you and looking at you as their other half, or they're curious about what it would be like to be with you or to be your partner. What are you like in romantic relationships? So they could you have like hidden admirers. I just heard hidden admirers, and you don't know. I feel like you don't know because you don't really care. You come off as someone who's very independent, who's very focused on herself. Just as I say that, you have the Page of Swords. Also with the Page of Wands reverse and with the Page of Swords, you also come off as a person. I feel like people might have tried to get a reaction out of you in the past, okay? Because it's like they were trying to provoke you. You know, what will pile number one do now? We're going to do this. What will pile number one do now? And I feel like you are like, I feel like your response was you know, those intimidating characters in movies, and then there will be like a bunch of people who tried. It's kind of like Wednesday Addams, and these people are trying to put her down, and she's like, really, that's all you've got? You know, that's the kind of vibe I'm picking up. Like, you are not impressed with their attempts to bring you down. You're like, really, is that all you have? It's so, this is such a powerful and strong energy. Yeah, they see you as someone who's very powerful. I feel like you guys could be Leos, or you embody Leo energy. Leo, Scorpio, I'm getting, because Scorpios will attract that kind of energy. Oof, we have Four of Wands reversed. Let me shift these up so you can see all of the cards. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles also reversed. Then we have Four again. So we have two fours, and then in the middle we have the product of two fours put together, which is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Like I said, Scorpio energy, right? 4 and 4, 8. A lot of people dream of being with you. They dream of being as successful with you. I just heard the easiest way to say this. I just heard that right now. They said, we want to be you, or we want to be with you. We want to be like you, or we want to be with you. People have this kind of obsessive energy with you. Pile number one, I don't know what you're doing, but you're being perceived as someone who's very successful. If it's not reflecting on the outside, you might not own the most expensive, you know, home or whatever. I feel like your aura screams confidence, and your energy will speak volumes way before you open your mouth to say anything. And people are intimidated by your presence alone. It's like they could corner you. They could try, okay? They could try to corner you. They could try to hammer you down. But I feel like there's something in your soul that shines out so bright that your core cannot be suppressed. There's something in you that cannot be broken. They could try, okay? They could try and maybe break 1 or 2 pieces, okay? Maybe they'll try to get inside you through the chinks in your armor. But only they'll realize that, okay, pile number one is unbreakable. Pile number one is invincible. Pile number one is unstoppable. I feel like you're so focused on making your dreams come true, or whatever it is that you want to achieve in life. You're so focused on that. You don't focus too much on, you know, who's trying to bring you down. I feel like even as I say this, you're not surprised. I'm not getting an energy of that you are surprised, because I feel like you might already have noticed that people have this kind of a weird reaction to you, where they are extremely triggered and they are negatively obsessed, okay? But not, when I say negatively obsessed, they like to hate on you. They like to paint you as the villain. They like to paint you as the mean girl or the mean guy. You know, they don't like to see someone in their power. And because you embody so much personal power and freedom, group number one, I feel like you don't tolerate disrespect, okay? Even though your card is tolerance. That's just not the vibe I get from you. They are intimidated by that. And they know that they will never have a family with you, even if they want it, because they're not on your level. And I feel like the fact that they know that triggers them a lot, because they are comparing themselves to you. And I see you, group number one, kind of sitting there and listening to all of this and being like, I don't even care if, you know, I've never seen it that way. You don't think that you're above other people or something like that, okay? You don't perceive yourself as someone who's above other people or better than other people. Like I already mentioned previously in your reading, you do not spend your time comparing yourself. But the fact that the Four of Wands reverse comes out just gives me the feeling that they don't like that they can't be with you. I feel like it takes a certain, you only invite people that display a certain level of intelligence and maturity. I feel like you do not have time to surround yourself with immature people, unfocused people, or people that don't know what to do with their lives or have not found out their purpose, or have too much time talking about other people and poking their nose into somebody else's business. I feel like you don't like to keep those kind of people around you. I feel like you've understood that you are the sum of the company that you keep, and that is why you're careful about selecting your friends. So you're extremely selective, and I feel like you are like this fortress, you are like this castle, and you never open your doors. Some people feel like you never open your doors to them, and as you listen to this, you might be thinking, why would I? And you know what, group number one, I completely support you and cheer you on for that, because you shouldn't open your doors for everyone. Not everyone deserves your energy, not everyone deserves your respect. And I know there's a lot of talk about, in the spiritual circle about being kind and all of that, but you need to have boundaries, because some of these people don't have good intentions for you, and I will never promote you being kind to those people and allowing them to take advantage of you. I believe in empowerment, so take all the measures that you can to protect yourself and put yourself first. Don't let these people get to you, because if you do, you will not be able to do the God's work that you're doing, which is following your own joy. Also, I'm feeling with the Eight of Pentacles reversed, people might think that you're blessed with abundance or you grew into a wealthy family, although that could be far from the truth. I feel like there's something about you that is very much like rags to riches, but people never heard your story, or people don't know your story. They don't know that you might not be from a family that was financially secure, or you didn't, maybe you grew up in poverty. Maybe you didn't have a lot of money. I can feel that someone's getting triggered by that. The fact that I'm saying that, I'm so sorry. This is not intended to trigger you. This is just what I'm seeing. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with growing up in poverty. There's nothing to be ashamed about that. So please just let me say that, okay? This is a safe space, and this is not meant to harm you or hurt you, okay? I'm simply just stating the fact. And you know what? It doesn't matter whether you are from poverty or not, because I feel like you are someone who made yourself. You are someone who made you. You made you. You are the one who created your life that you live today. And I feel like people might not see that, because you just look like someone who has a lot of class, or the way you carry yourself, the way you carry your energy, your body, the way you walk, it looks like you come from a very wealthy family because of the class and mannerisms that you have. And no wonder you've got people, lusting after you, lusting after your energy, because you look like someone who is very, like, I'm old money. Is that what it's called? Old money, someone who has wealth passed down through entire generations, and they've brought up in wealth, they're born in wealth. You look like someone who's like that. Or you could have made yourself that. But I feel like the reason why you might not have shared your story with these people, or with, you don't tell your like rags to riches story with people, is firstly, you don't pity yourself, okay? And you don't want other people to pity you. You don't need their sympathy, right? And also because some people will be happy to know that you struggled so much, they're just like, they want to know your life story, not because they want to learn from you, or not because they think you are an inspiration, but because they're curious, right? Like that gossip kind of energy. They're curious about, oh, what's going on in pile number one's life, and they're kind of staring at you because they don't understand. Like I said, you're like a fortress with closed windows, closed doors, okay? All of your gates are locked and closed. Your heart is closed, and there is this mystery surrounding you, and they don't know what you're up to. I feel like they don't know what the hell you're doing in life, and I feel like you like to keep it that way. If you are a Scorpio especially, I feel like you might really keep your business private. You don't tell anybody what you're up to, if you got a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or if you're in a romantic relationship, people might not know for months or years that you have been dating someone, because you just don't tell anyone anything about yourself. And I feel like that's great, because once you tell people what's going to happen. I feel like you've had those kind of experiences where you revealed something personal about you, something that was vulnerable, and it became like a gossip for the whole town, and everyone came to know about it. And there's something about, I'm being shown a scene where this person confided in another person who was their best friend, thinking that they will never tell anybody, but then something happens and everybody comes to know, and then this person kind of gets extremely heartbroken because they confided, they felt like they made a mistake by revealing anything. I feel like maybe for some of you, you guys have experienced older people or men taking credit for your work, or there's something that was taken away from you that was rightfully yours, and you suffered that injustice and you don't want to experience that again. And I feel like you just kind of keep your story hidden, closed. I feel like you keep yourself closed. Okay, so for group number 1, please. What else? We have 2 cards. Full moon in Capricorn. I knew that would come out. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. Like I said, I did mention Capricorn energy, and you have the full moon. So how are we surprised? I feel like you work really hard, and I feel like this message is clear as is. The end of a tough cycle approaches. If you have been in this cycle with these kind of karmic people that were getting triggered by you, and you were like, am I going to even find people that love me for me, or accept me for me, that can actually stand me being confident and me being in my power? Like, will I meet confident people who also support me being confident? Because that's the only way that you can embody that confidence. You need people that are also okay and support you being confident, because if you are around people who are constantly trying to put you down, okay, because they feel insecure about themselves, and they don't want you to elevate before they do, and they're trying to keep you down, I feel like if somebody is getting off of making you insecure, that's probably not the right person, right? And I feel like if you are in any kind of, this could be a personal relationship with someone where you're, being put down a lot. As a woman, I feel like if you are a woman, some women watching this reading, have men in their life. These could be fathers or spouses, okay? Fathers, spouses, I'm feeling could be a boyfriend, but mostly I'm feeling fathers and spouses, where you are always made to feel like you're weak for embodying vulnerability, for embodying being a woman, basically, for embodying feminine traits, and that is just simply not true, okay? And Spirit is saying that this is a karmic cycle, and if you think that that's my father or this is my spouse, I have to listen to what they say, no, you don't. And I feel like you don't listen to what they have to say anyway. I feel like you don't think of yourself as weak just because they perceive you that way. I feel like they are intimidated by your strength, your courage, your willpower, the way you kind of drive forward towards success. I feel like you're good at embodying masculine energy as a woman, and they are not, even though they are men. Okay, you understand what I mean? So I feel like they feel even more of an insult that, oh, a woman is doing this. You know what I mean? Like, oh, a woman is successful. Oh, a woman is making more money. They're making it about your gender. Whereas I feel like you didn't care about being a woman or a man. You just, you do whatever you do. You do whatever you want. But these men don't like that you are more successful than them. That is how they perceive it. You might not think of it that way. You might not compare yourself, but I feel like men in your life might be very competitive, or you have like a toxic relationship with the masculine figures in your life. And these are men that are out of alignment with their masculinity, okay? So just hold on. Your commitment is being tested. Just hold on. It will be okay. It's going to change. The situation is going to change 360 degree. Okay, you're going to meet people that if you want a man, you're going to meet a man who is in alignment with his divine masculine. So he's obviously not going to put you down, right? He's going to embrace you. He's going to allow you to be in your feminine energy. Okay, he's not going to bash you for it or put you down for it. He's going to make you feel safe for it. He is not going to take advantage of your vulnerabilities. He's not going to push you to reveal things that you don't want to reveal or do things that you're uncomfortable with. If for those of you that are trying to get rid of like a bunch of people, a group of people, maybe a toxic family, you're trying to leave a toxic spouse behind, you're getting a divorce, I feel like it's going to be successful, although it might take some time. So you need to be patient. You know your commitment is being tested, so you need to be a little bit patient. It's going to come to an end. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting yourself first. You did the right thing, okay? You did the right thing by being selfish and by putting yourself first. That is what you're meant to do. One of your life missions in this life is to be selfish, or is to put yourself first, okay? Life missions are not always, something like grand, like helping the whole world and all that. Okay, for some of us it's something very simple. For me it was art, right? That was one of the things that my soul wanted to experience. So I've always been drawn to artistic expression, and you'll see a lot of that reflected in my tarot readings as well. If you're new here, I do something called watercolor reading. So I have different types of watercolor readings where I fuse art and spirituality and channel using watercolors, which is water and colors. So that was an example of me. I feel like it could be different for you. And also I feel like you embody a unique energy, okay? That is why these people are getting triggered, okay? Keep believing in yourself. Never ever forget to believe in yourself, okay? No matter who tries to bring you down, don't ever forget to believe in yourself, okay? Even if they don't believe in you, okay? So that was it for your reading, group number 1. I love to know you and I love to read for you. It was such an honor. I thank you. I thank all of the cards. Thank you so much for allowing me to read. Thank you so much, dear spirit guides, angels, ancestors of my group number 1. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me on mystiquetarot28@gmail.com. It's going to be in the description so you guys can access it. And I will see you in my next reading, hopefully. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. Heart. Bye. Hello and welcome, my loves. If you chose group number 2, you chose this card called the Winds of Desire. This is going to be your reading. So you have 𝓛𝓸𝓿𝓮 𝓛𝓸𝓿𝓮 𝓚𝘗 प्रज्ञा 𝘨𝘪𝑛𝑤𝑚𝑖 As a boat on water is swept away by strong wind and thrown off course, even one of the senses on which the mind focuses can carry away one's intelligence. Okay, so I feel like there's something about you that shines. This is one of the gods in India, worshipped as one of the gods in India in Hindu culture. He is called Krishna with a flute, and he was very famous for doing sort of like a song gathering, like gathering of people to listen to his songs, which we call Ras Leela. And his flute, the music of his flute, carries away people into a different sort of dimension, or people get so happy, people start dancing around him, people start rejuvenating, people start rejoicing, and I feel like you bring a lot of joy in people's life. Firstly, I get that they desire you. People desire you a lot. That is why they stare at you. They want you, okay? S, in an S way, okay, some of you. But I also feel that they want, you are like a bundle of joy that they want in their life. There is a certain innocence to you, because we do have the cow, which is considered like a sacred animal in India, because cows are the closest to experiencing human emotion. And I feel like a lot of animals display this. So dolphins also display this. This is called altruism scientifically, but basically they have this kind of emotional intelligence where, let's say, there have been cases where divers went too deep into the water and then the dolphins kind of brought them up to the surface. So, why did a dolphin help a human being? It doesn't make sense. But they still do it, and I feel like they're so kind. Dolphins are so kind to human beings, and cows are also like that. So in India, if a death occurs in a house, the cows will go and stand outside and literally weep there. I've heard so many cases, and I've witnessed this myself as well. So because they display human emotions, it's almost like they are called as mata, which means mother, because they are able to feel what a human being feels, the grief of death. And I feel like you're someone who's very sensitive, who cares for animals, cares for people, even though you don't get anything in return. Okay, I feel like there's some purity to your aura, there's some purity to your soul. I feel like there's something uncontaminated about you, there's something untainted about you. I feel like you haven't let the world get to you. Either you're very young, but you don't have to be, or you're young in energy. You have not let the world make you mean. I feel like you've not let the world push you to be someone who is violent or who doesn't care. I feel like you still care about people, you still care for animals, you still care a lot for people, and at the same time you're also joyful. So you display a very high level of empathy and sensitivity, which is required in a relationship, but also you're very joyful, like how children are. I feel like the sound of a laughter of a child is one of the purest sounds that you can ever hear. And I feel like people might like the sound of your laugh, or they might stare at you because they like the sound. Like they might turn around, strangers might turn around to look at, like, oh, who walked in, it's pile number 2. It's pile number 2. They walked in with their joy and abundance and love. There's something about you that is worthy of being celebrated. I feel like people know that right off the bat. Right off the bat, when they see you, they know that there's something about you that deserves to be celebrated, that is unknown, that is magical. I feel like that is why people stare at you. And also, peacocks are one of the most beautiful birds, right? With their beautiful, beautiful iridescent feathers. So I feel like you don't do much to attract the opposite gender, whichever gender you are. The opposite of that, you don't do much to attract them, but I feel like they're just attracted to you because you are like a lotus in mud, right? Mud being average people, okay, and you are like lotus among, I don't want to say that other people are mud, but you know what I mean. Like, you stand out in a crowd. Your energy stands out. I feel like you're not like everyone else, you're very unique, and that is why kind of people turn around to look at you. Oh, like, what's going on? You could have a great voice, you could be a singer, or you're good at singing. People might turn around and listen to you sing or listen to you speak. They want to hear what you have to say. Okay, a lot of cards for you. We have the Emperor reversed. You make people feel like you make people feel powerless to you. Group number 2. I don't know what you're doing, but are you doing some kind of a magic or spell work or something to attract people to you? If you are, it's working. And people feel helplessly drawn to you. Group number 2. Wow. Knight of Swords. If you're doing this with like shifting your thoughts or affirmations, definitely working. 100%. Wow. So we have the Emperor and the Empress. Group number 2. What did I say? A lot of people want you by their side as their wife or husband, divine partner. We have 2 of Swords. I feel like they can't have you though. with the Two of Swords. They can't have you. Oh, you have perfectly 8 cards. We have the 7 of Wands. Wow. You have Temperance and Empress in one spread. That's amazing. Wow, we have the Ace of Swords under the Empress. Wow. And lastly, we have the King of Swords reversed. Okay. I feel like you really get to people. You really get to people, group number 2. I feel like you might not realize this about yourself, but you really get to people. How? I feel like, sometimes you'll meet some people who are so serious, okay, and they never smile, like they'll never crack a smile. It's very hard to crack them up, but you can make that person smile with your softness or your gentleness. I feel like you don't try this. You don't have to, but it happens because you embody this energy of purity that touches even the coldest of people. I feel like you bring a lot of warmth, you bring a lot of light to darkness, you bring a lot of warmth to snow, to cold. You are like the summer in winter. You are like summer embodied in a person who walked in. And I feel like if you were to walk in I'm literally being shown a winter field, okay, and everything is frozen. The leaves are frozen, the flowers are frozen, but then you walk in and slowly the snow starts to melt. I feel like you melt people. The snow starts to melt slowly. The cold slowly fades and everything is replaced by this energy of warmth, the warmth of the sun. It's like the sun has arrived. Wow, when you walk into a room, it's like the sun itself has arrived in a room. So no wonder people stare at you. Also, you're very physically attractive no matter what your gender. Okay, you're very attractive. And I feel like people might not be able to tell you exactly why they feel drawn to you because they don't know the energy work that you're doing, right? I feel like you understand the power of thoughts, okay? There's something lunar about you as well. And I feel like you practice, maybe you do moon rituals or, you do energy rituals on a new moon or a full moon, and maybe you wear flowers in your hair. There's something unique about you, and people want a taste of that. People want to know what's going on in your life, group number 2. With the Ace and Empress and 2 coming out. 1, 2, 3. I feel like you are like a lit up chandelier. That's why people stare at you. You know how you walk into those big homes, right? And they have chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. Those beautiful glass chandeliers. I feel like that's not to reduce you to an object, okay? I'm not, but you shine like a chandelier, and you are at the top. You are the best of the best. You are the topmost, even in the top. Although I don't know what that means, but I just heard top, so that's what I said. You could also be Catholic or be Christian or believe in Jesus, or you don't have to be, but maybe you identify with a specific religion. I also feel like there's something sharp and quick-witted about you. I feel like if someone tries to put you down, you respond to it with so much grace that the other person feels ashamed of even saying anything mean to you. I feel like you're the kind of, if you're a girl, you would be the kind of girl who makes the mean girl become your best friend out of love. Like she really, like, you bring out the best even in the worst of people. You can do that. You have the power to do that. And I feel like that is so rare, because that rarely comes through in the reading, where the person holds such a high and pure and clean frequency that even the darkest of people are transformed just by being in your presence. Wow. That was really amazing. Who are you, group number 2? Let's pick out your oracle cards and see what we have. Okay, we have your commitment is being tested. And we have Leo. I feel like this is not an advice for you, okay? Don't let pride get in your way. I feel like this is not an advice for you. Like I said, there's something lunar about you, and the decks that were picked out today is literally, this deck is called Moonology Oracle Cards Guidebook by Yasmin. And you could be a Cancer, Leo. You don't have to be. If you have like a Cancer Fire combination or a Cancer Leo combination, wow, and you are a girl, oh my god, I can't even, like, you are so, it's like you embody the energy of the sun and moon inside one person. Like, you are just one human being, but you embody both of the luminaries that are the shiniest in the solar system. And wow, that's beautiful. That is so rare. That's so amazing. Gosh. You could also be creative in some way. People like to see your creativity. Maybe you're a writer, or maybe people want to know what you write if they know you. Like, if you write a diary or poems, or you read a lot, they might want to know your reading recommendations. I feel like you're also very good at alchemizing wounds. So it's like one day you'll be shattered on the floor crying about something that happened, right? Someone who was mean to you. And then the next day you are joy itself. You're shining, you're laughing. And then people don't understand, like, how did that happen in a single day? Like, how did pile number 2 change so drastically overnight? And it's not that you changed overnight, but you hold a safe space for all of your emotions. So when happiness comes, you invite it. When sadness comes, you invite it. You feel it fully. And I feel like you're not scared of feeling. And I feel like that's one of your greatest powers. Why you embody this sort of power, this sort of energy, is that you're not afraid of feeling. And that's what makes you like a queen. That's what makes you a king. That's what makes you this lion, lioness, you know? I feel like you need to do the opposite of don't let pride get in your way. You need to be more selfish with yourself. You need to put yourself first. You need to, if you are a girl and if you want to spend some money on maybe, you know, some self-care, like you want to get some lotion, get your nails done, get your hair done, maybe, you know, buy some makeup products for yourself, go ahead and do that. Like, take out some money, take out a little amount of money where you spend that on yourself, right? I'm not saying you should buy the most expensive thing or whatever. I'm not. But, you know, take some money out for yourself and spoil yourself a little bit, okay? I feel like that is what I'm getting for you, group number 2. I feel like that was it. But basically, you are like this very exotic. If you are not, you could be a person living in another country away from your home country, right? Like, you could be an American living in a Middle Eastern country, or you could be someone who is Korean living in China or India, you know, or America. Like, there's something about you being away from your home country and you're perceived as someone who's exotic, like you have a unique beauty physically, right? and people kind of turn around to stare. You could also be South African or black, your skin black skinned, because I was just shown this image of a beautiful person who had black skin. And you could be South African living in America, and obviously, you know, America, you'll see a lot of white people, so people might turn around and stare at you. If you are a black woman watching this reading, you are so beautiful. You don't even have any idea. Like, you are top notch. Your beauty is so classic. There's something about your features that's very attractive. It's not so much like, I'm not getting so much that it has to do with your skin. Okay, I don't want to fetishize your skin color, but there's something about your features that's very attractive. Like almost model-esque. Yeah, definitely model-esque. You guys are my model pile. Or you look like a model. You could literally be a model, but you're perceived as having model-like features, perfect features. And that is why people stare at you, because they kind of want to look like you. They kind of want to know how how you're this pretty, how you're this beautiful, handsome. So that was it for your reading, group number 2. To book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me on �mystique_tarot28. It's in the description at gmail.com. And I want to thank you. I want to thank all of the cards. Thank you so much, dear decks, for allowing me to channel for my divine and sacred group number 2. Keep shining, my loves, my group number 2. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of your love, all of your support. I wish you a very happy new year. If you're watching this in January, this year is going to be amazing for you. Bye. Hello, my loves. If you chose this card called Wisdom, you are group number 3. This is going to be your reading. So for your verse, we have 𝑛𝑑𝑒𝑛 𝑒𝑠ℎ 𝑛𝑠ℎ प्रकाशयति तत्परम. When one is illumined with the wisdom by which nescience is destroyed, then this knowledge lights up all things, just as the sun reveals the world at dawn. This is a Gita verse, if you're wondering, if you don't know. This is one of the Gita verses, which is one of the sacred books in Hindu mythology. The first thing that I got from you is that you are someone who's very wise. You could be older by age, or you could be, you don't have to be old by age, but there's something like you are an old soul. You are like, you've lived a lot of lives. As you can see, there are many people behind Krishna here, but I'm seeing that as different facets of you instead. And you've lived so many lives that you've taken the best. You've taken like all of your gifts into the next, all your gifts into the next plus one. It's like compounding. Like, you learn some things in life number 1, then you take it to 2. Then you learn all of it from 2, then you take it to 3. Okay, just to give like a numeral idea on how you're doing this. There's something also very celebrated about you. I don't know if people know this or are celebrating you on the outside, but there's something celebrated about you in the spiritual realm. You're definitely celebrated. Your spirit guides and people, I feel like you don't actually need a tarot reading in the sense, because I feel like you know how to connect to the spiritual realm and the non-physical beings of the spiritual realm. So I feel like you're okay, I feel like there is something that you can see. I just heard pierce the veil. You can see that this, what we are calling matter, the physicality of energy, right? The embodiment of energy. It's not really matter, because it's just vibration, it's just energy, right? It's just atoms vibrating at a certain frequency. So I feel like there's something about the spiritual realm, or you might know about dimensions that exist beyond the 5D, the 5th dimension. Okay, I just heard the 11th dimension. I feel like you could have access to the 11th dimension because I keep seeing 11. I think there are 12, I don't know, but there could be more than 12. The universe is ever expanding, so there's no such like a set answer to that. But you could be Indian, like there's something mystic. I just heard mystic. There's something mystical about you. Oh my god, welcome to my channel, group number 3. I don't know who you are, but wow, this is the energy of like a spiritually ascended master, like a Buddha, or this is very intense. This is beautiful. I like it. Like you've attained to a certain level of enlightenment. Samadhi? That's not the word, but there's another word that starts from an S. It's not samadhi, but I'm not recollecting it. In your past life, I don't know why I'm being shown this, okay? I know this reading is about why people stare at you, okay? But I'm just being shown this. In your past life, in one of your past lives, you lived as a nobleman, okay, or you were born into a noble family, a family that were very rich, okay? So if you some of you, those are from India, that your soul's incarnated in India, you could have been born as an Aryan, okay, or as a Kshatriya. The Kshatriyas are I don't know. Well, I don't know much about the classes that used to exist at that time, but the Kshatriyas I know are like the warriors, they are people, they are men of like caliber, okay? Fighters, someone who has a lot of willpower, someone who and there were other classes as well along with that, but I'm forgetting the name of it because it became like an issue later, so I don't I didn't read too much about it because it became like a form of division of sort. But you could have been one of the Aryans, the nobleman, someone who had a lot of like, I'm seeing physical power, okay, a lot of physical prowess, even if you are a woman, but I'm seeing a man. So you could be a woman in this life, but you were born as a man in that life. I don't know why that is coming through in this reading, but it is. It's like you're looking in 10 directions at the same time. And when you bring your wisdom, it is because you have, that one scene in Doctor Strange where he holds his pendant or something in his hand, and then he's just calculating like all of the possibilities where people can come back to life, and then he's like, oh, the possibility of the half of the earth coming back to life is 0.0000001%. That's the kind of scene I'm picking up with you, but you can do that in real time. I feel like you can see all of the possibilities, all of these energy pathways, life paths of a one decision. I feel like you can't just do this for yourself. You could do this with other people as well. Like you can just see it. It's not like you do it, but you'll be able to see that, oh, this person is making this choice. Oh, that's going to lead them to this, and that's going to lead them to this. And you might try. I feel like you're like an energy reader, okay? You're beyond a tarot reader, okay? You could be an energy reader where you might randomly, I'm also picking up on shamanic energy, okay? So you might tell people that, oh, don't go there, or go to this place, you randomly might tell like your family members or your friends, and it doesn't make sense. It's like, why do you want to do that? Like, why are you asking me to do that? Or you might be like, don't take the bus today, take the train, like you give what looks like bizarre advice, right? And I feel like people listen to you, and when they do, something good happens to them, or what you say happens, and then they are like, oh my gosh, how did group number 3 know? I feel like you're very spiritually ascended. I feel like you're very in tune with energy. So that is why you're able to predict these physical patterns, because physical patterns are based on energy. So as long as there is no change in the energy, there's always a possibility to predict. There are always life path potentials that you can tap into. That's very interesting. You're very interesting, group number 3. I feel like that is why people might stare at you, because they don't understand what they're looking at. I feel like they don't understand what they are looking at when it comes to you. They just know that there's a certain aura to you, group number 3. Okay, obviously, because if you're this spiritually ascended, you definitely, calls people energy to you. Or there's this one group of people who might love you, okay, and then the other group of people is looking at that and being like, what's so special about group number 3? Like, I don't get it, because they're very disconnected from their own divinity, and so they don't feel yours either. You are very connected to yours, okay? You're very connected to the source energy within you. So you understand this about yourself. I feel like you don't take it to heart though, okay? You don't take it to heart. I don't know why you're watching this reading because this is like such a shallow reading. You might not need it. But yeah, I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're sharing your energy with me, and then I get the chance to read for such a unique and divine soul like you. I don't think this energy has ever come. Like, the energy that has come through today is so rare. Oh my gosh, we have the King of Cups. Do I even have to explain that card? We have the King of Cups as your first card, group number 3. If you are a man, you are someone who's very attuned to emotions. I feel like the women around you might not believe how understanding of emotions you are. You might be able to look into the shadows of a person and be able to say it exactly like it is, right? So you might be like, oh, you're doing this because you're jealous of that girl. You don't like that she's getting a lot of attention and you want to put her down. That's why you're doing this, because you feel bad. And you might say like, okay, so what you need to address is that insecurity that you feel. She's not the problem and you are not the problem either. But if you do this, then, there are consequences. And I feel like they get surprised. Like, you reveal the shadow to the people. You reveal people's shadow to them. And some of them, I feel like you do it gently, okay? You do it in a very, like, as you can see, this person. Now, this card is not about being an ascetic, okay? King of Cups, he's not an ascetic, but I feel like that's the kind of vibe from you. Like, you live alone or something, like you are on your own, okay? Like, you went away from people, or like, what's that called? We call it grihasthi in India. It basically means like married life, okay? So basically there were some people that opted into grihasthi, which is married life and having children and family and all that, right? And then the rest of the population kind of went alone to pursue their spiritual enlightenment, right? So both ways can lead you to spiritual enlightenment. It's just that, what is preferable to you. The one being in the family one is harder, because you're getting triggered every day, you're looking at people every day, so you're getting that mirror back every day, right? But this one, I feel like you are more this side, or in the past life you achieved some kind of a spiritual enlightenment. We have 5 of Wands. You were exposed to a lot of contrast in this time-space reality. You were exposed to a lot of trauma, maybe in your previous life or in your earlier life, in this life. That is how you became like this. I feel like it left you in such a state where it was like, I can't keep lying to myself any longer. I have to go. You know how Buddha left his, he also left his family, right? Why? He saw someone who was old, right? Now, he was in a very sheltered environment before that. Like, his father, because of what someone had predicted, he was like, I'm going to keep him away. I'm going to, like, he has to become the new king after me. So I'm going to, keep him away from all this truth and like old age, and I'm going to keep him happy. Like, he'll never go there. And this is what he thought. But Buddha came to know that death is a concept that exists. He didn't know that. He came to know that there is such a thing as disease. There is such a thing as old age. When he saw a person dying in front of him, he was so traumatized by that he was like, oh my God, this is life. He got, like, that moment was like a pivotal moment of transformation for him, because that was a moment his greatest trauma, greatest fragmentation occurred, where he was kind of exposed to the truth and he was forced to confront it. He couldn't run away from it anymore. And I feel like you could have had such a similar experience with the 5 of Wands involving people. involving people in your life. So maybe you grew up in a narcissistic home. Oh my god, wow, death reversed. Yep, definitely. Maybe you grew up in a narcissistic home, or someone tried to kill you emotionally, physically, mentally, okay? Manipulate you, gaslight you. Someone tried to kill you emotionally. They tried to kill your emotions. They tried to use your emotions as a weapon against you, okay? And I feel like you just escaped, or maybe you just like chose to live alone or something, and then they couldn't get to you. These people couldn't get to you. We have the 3 of Cups reversed. So yeah, once again, I feel like this is just confirming like you being away from people or being antisocial. Maybe antisocial is a strong word, but I feel like you don't like to be around people, or you might not like to gather where a lot of people are. Again, 7 of Wands, right? You might feel defensive. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. If you are a girl who has been through a lot, I feel like you've noticed you witnessed the shadow in men and how out of alignment men are, just people generally, okay? And it hurt you a lot. And I feel like you're like a recluse, you know, you went back into yourself instead of trying to fix the world, or you know, changing the world or things like that. Lastly, we have the 6 of Cups reversed. Wow. Oh my gosh. For a minute, I read it as the seer. We have the star ending here. I feel like the star in this deck is one of the most spiritual cards to me, because she literally has no eyes, you know. I mean, she doesn't have pupils. She has eyes. She has the sclera, which is the white part. But this always gives me the energy of her being able to tap into some other dimension. Maybe you came like that. Maybe you came with some sort of a spiritual ability to be able to see energy or colors a certain way, or see the shadow. And I feel like normally other people can't see that, right? Like this whole physical time-space reality is really a vibration. So if there was some child who came with the ability to see colors or vibration, you know, that child would be like, ma'am, why is that boy blue? You know, and it would be so bizarre. Like that person would be sent to a hospital or something, like sent to an asylum. And I feel like you might have dealt a lot of that because of your spiritual abilities, okay? Because these people couldn't understand you. But I hope you take this reading as, you know, as a confirmation that you are not wrong. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? You're fine. So please don't think that you're crazy or something, okay? I can feel you. I can understand you. I know that you've gone through a lot of pain, and I wish that I was there to give you a hug, or because I can feel the pain of these people not understanding this ability about you, this spiritual ability, you know. And I feel like they try to shame you. Like people try to shame what they cannot understand. And I feel like there were aspects of you that they didn't understand, that were beyond physical, that were very spiritual. I feel like you embody the highest octane or the highest expression of Piscean energy. And Pisces are one of the most spiritual zodiac sign, because it's the last one. So the veil that is separating the Pisces and the spiritual is very thin. And I feel like that is how you know, even though you're embodied in this body, you know certain truths about this universe and how this universe works. You know certain truths about the energy system of the body, like the Ida and the Pingala, or you know certain truths about the chakra system in the human body. And I feel like you might not see this earth as if very physical experience. Is not too much of a physical experience. I feel like it's more of a vibrational experience for you, because you're constantly, you know, you couldn't possibly close your eyes to it and ignore it, right? Which is, I feel like you might have tried that. Here we have the eyes closed and here we have the eyes wide open. I feel like you're coming into that, you know, you're embracing that about yourself, okay? You're trying to, I feel like you've come into spirituality and understood that, okay, there are people that understand this about you, or love this about you, okay? There are people that will accept you for you and accept. I keep hearing the seer, S-E-E-R, the seer. You might have read a lot of books by mystics, Indian mystics like Sadhguru or Osho, or maybe you've read a lot of Zen teachings as well, okay? Chinese masters like 𝒫𝒾𝓁𝑒, Dao, T-A-O, I'm hearing that as well. Yeah, there's something very Zen about you, a Zen master. Like I don't know what, I'm being shown like different nationalities, so I don't really know where you are, but you could be from China or from the East, okay? Eastern countries where spirituality is very strong, okay? You could be Indian, okay? I just heard American. I don't know why I heard American. You could be an American. You could be a white person. You could be European, Caucasian. Yeah. I feel like people might not have known why they react to you the way they react to you. I feel like you bring light to certain aspects of people that people might not like or people might not want, right? But it's not your fault. Group number 2. Oh, did I just call you group number 2? I'm so sorry. You're group number 3. Is there anything else? I keep feeling into like a silence almost. Like I'm trying to, connect to your energy and see if there is any information or messages that want to come through as to why people stare at you. But I'm not getting anything. Like there is a certain silence, I feel, like a void in your energy, in your voice. Like there's something about you not being able to speak. Like you were silenced. Maybe you have some sort of a physical disability, okay? Or you have one of your senses taken away. Or taken away is not the word, but you don't have access to one of the senses. Like if you don't have access to vision, you could be blind, or you are deaf, or you can't speak. Like there's something about, and people like that are usually very, very divinely gifted. You know that one character in Star Wars who is blind and Rey meets him in a temple, okay, and then he shows her, he's always like, I believe in the Force is with me, right? I trust the Force is with me. And he walks into this like bullets coming to him, okay, and nothing happens to him. And people are like, how is he such a good fighter? He cannot even see, right? And they put a bag over his head in the end to capture him. And he's like, I am blind, you idiots. And I feel like there's something about you like that. Like you intimidate people, or your presence is intimidating somehow. Like it's scary to people. Your presence is scary to people. Like you could be like a witch or something, and they don't understand it, and that's why they're scared, okay? Like it's not that you're some villain or something. Like it's just scary to people because we're afraid of the unknown. And whenever somebody embodies the unknown or something that we haven't seen before, the collective is usually quick to reject it. So yeah, group number 3, if something bad happened to you because of your abilities, I'm so sorry, but your abilities are nothing to be ashamed of. You are a gift to me, to this world, and I'm so happy that you chose to watch this reading today and you chose to share your energy with me, okay? Words couldn't possibly begin to explain how much I am honored to do this reading for you, okay? I feel like there is a certain gentleness to you. I wish I could like hold it in my hands and make you know that, you know, everyone isn't like that. Everyone isn't going to reject you or misunderstand you or make you feel bad about yourself, okay? I hope you know that there's people in the world who will embrace you for you, okay? Group number 3. I don't want to end this reading because I love you guys so much, but my throat is literally hurting now, so I'll have to. I'm so happy to have met you. I feel like some of you are here for the first time because I feel an unfamiliar energy, or if you're not here for the first time, your energy has changed drastically. So I'm picking up on the new energy shift that you are tumbling into. I love you guys so much. I thank all of the cards and dear decks for allowing me to read for my divine and sacred group number 333, as I say that. I love you guys so much, and hopefully I'll see you in my next reading. If not, I thank you so much for watching this one. If you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by emailing me on Mystique Tarot. My email ID is in the description, so you can access me from there by writing an email to me about what kind of reading you want, and I will get back to you. I'm so honored to be your friend, group number 3. I love you guys. Bye.